7 of the high school basketball season as the Knights host the Rams in a battle of the GCL-CoEd. We're here in Kettering. We'll get you started with the game of the week next on Chatterbox Live. From East David Road in Kettering, I'm Geoff Kim. Trace Fowler to join me in just a moment. The home team Alter Knights were 58-50 winners over Fenwick last Tuesday. Brady Uhl led the way with 18 points and 8 boards. The Knights have won 8 straight. Meanwhile, Badin recovered from a 2-point loss to Edgewood to get their first win of 2020, defeating Roger Bacon 3 nights ago, 67-59. Zach Schweitzer had 18 points and 7 boards to lead the way. So as we bring in Trace, the state's 10th-ranked Division II team Alter is a 2-point overtime loss to McNick in the season's uopener a month ago from being perfect on the season. They did it early with defense. Now they're doing it with offense, led by senior guard Brady Uhl.
Yeah, Uhl, anytime you put the ball in the basket on average 20 times a game, when you're averaging 20 points during the season, you know you can fill it up. That being said, you know, this Alter team, like we had talked about, they've lost a really close game earlier in this year, coming off just the heels of maybe some of the football players coming back. On the opposite side, though, you have a Badin team that really has played really well outside of maybe the one loss to Edgewood here recently, and they're kind of the opposite on offense. They don't have a leading scorer, if you will, or one guy they're going to count on tonight. It's kind of a mix or match of who's going to come out and be the leading scorer for the Rams. But they hang their hat on the defensive end, and we'll see if that plays a difference tonight.
Meanwhile, we did see these Badin Rams just 3 weeks ago in Hamilton. They did blow out Carroll in that game. Since then, the Rams have won 4 of 5. They continue to drain buckets from the outside. One of the big surprises 3 weeks ago when we saw them was Alex DeLong, who gets a starting nod tonight. We'll talk about the starters here shortly, but DeLong, I believe, if I recall, had 17 points, which was a team high, and he was a surprise factor in that game against Carroll 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. We came into that game and really hadn't seen DeLong in the box score prevalently all year long, and then all of a sudden he comes out and he scores 17 for this team, and now tonight he's in the starting lineup. But outside of that, they're going to lean on guys. They're a senior-laden team. Let's not fool ourselves. They're going to play in a hostile environment tonight, as the student section across the way here looks as if a little bit of a college game day theme. And one particular sign that stands out the most for me, Jeff, is it says the Rams put the bad in Badin.
Oh, and it's beautiful. We're seeing that right now. And it's a themed night here in high school basketball, a college night. And it's one of the things that we had noticed ourselves coming on in is with the cheerleaders out on the floor, we saw a mix of Ohio State and Michigan's shirts on the same side. So that was a little bit interesting to see. Want to tell you that the last time these two teams met, it was on December 7th of 2018 right here in Kettering. Badin got 5 players, count them 5 players, in double figures that night, and they had a 20-9 fourth quarter. They beat the Knights that night 62-55. Alter's Brady Uhl had a game-high 18 in that ball game. So we're just mere moments away from the start of this one here in Kettering. And as a quick aside, as we're just kind of bantering back and forth, we did see a spirited game here to start things off from a JV standpoint, and we saw a little bit of a knockdown from one of their players who decked one of the Alter players, and it was to a point where the two head coaches on the JV side actually looked and shot daggers at one another in that game. You wonder if there's going to be a carryover effect tonight.
I don't think it needed any escalation or any help for this to be, an intense rivalry tonight. That definitely maybe added the fuel to the fire, if you will, a little bit there in that JV game. A little hard contact, some physical play, and when you play in these environments tonight and you play in games like this, it will get a little chippy at times, but at the end of the day, it's why you play sports and it's why you're a competitor, is that you get in environments like this, and typically, all of that kind of gets away, and once the game starts, you just play basketball.
Alter and Badin are the top 2 teams by record in the GCL-CoEd this year. They both have 4-1 conference records along with McNick. Badin comes in with a record of 9-2. Alter has an 8-1 record. We're due for a break while we wait for the nation's anthem here. When we come back, the starting lineups and the opening tip-off. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. We're just about set to go here in this one as we get the starting lineups here underway in this game of the week here on Chatterbox Live, along with Trace Fowler. I'm Geoff Kim. Glad to have you along tonight for this game of the week for the top spot in the GCL-CoEd. And let's go to the starting lineups right now. First for the Badin Rams, as you see here. They run a traditional lineup. Josh Hegeman and Donovan Watkins in the backcourt. Zach Schweitzer, Spencer Geisting, and Alex DeLong are up front. Their head coach, by the way, is Jerry Weisgerber in his 22nd year. He's got a 321 and 175 record to his credit for these 9-2 Badin Rams this season. For the Alter Knights, they run a three-forward set. Jacob Connor, Jack Smith, and Connor Stoley up front. Rich Kolb and the guy that we're looking forward to seeing tonight, Brady Uhl, at a guard spot. Their head coach in his 7th year is Eric Coulter. He is 95 and 58 as Alter's second ever boys basketball coach.
That's wild. I seen that in kind of the pregame notes there, and just the idea of their previous coach, which I won't fail to kind of spoil the plans there for you as you talk about him a little bit later tonight. What a run. And obviously it's a situation where you kind of come in after a legend and he's not doing a good job. And it's one of those things like, who comes in after Nick Saban and what do they do? It's kind of the same situation for him, and we'll see if they can't find a way to win a big game tonight.
Seeing Connor Stoley come on out as last of the big guys. One of the things that's really noticeable, Trace, and we had seen Badin before, is there is a decided height advantage for these Alter Knights tonight.
Yeah, and we'll see if they decide to utilize that. But again, at the same time, we've watched Badin play enough to where they have active hands on defense, and sometimes the height advantage doesn't come into play. We'll see tonight if it makes a difference, or perhaps Badin again will find ways to be effective on the defensive end despite the height advantage.
We're just about set to go here at Petroselli Gymnasium, named for their longtime head coach. We'll talk a little bit more about him in the minutes coming on up. Chad Fields is the head official tonight. The ball's tapped, and it's controlled by Badin, and away we go here in Kettering. Donovan Watkins gets a first touch, and now plays it back to Hegeman between the rings. Back over for Watkins. Watkins puts it on the floor, back to Hegeman, and now tosses near side. Spencer Geisting gets his first touch. A little skip pass to the near side. He throws it out of bounds to the bench. And Alter will get their first crack on offense.
That they will. We'll see if Uhl can find a way to put the ball in the basket like he has all year long.
Ball's in the hands of Jacob Connor. He tosses near side. The aforementioned Brady Uhl plays it back up on high, and again, a very tall Alter Knights team. They play it to the near side. Jack Smith puts it on the floor for Rich Kolb, who gets a touch, and now plays it back for Stoley. Stoley dumps it down underneath. Uhl to the hoop.
It's a good start to get the ball inside. You mentioned the height advantage to begin this game. They utilize it just right there.
Uhl averaging 20 points a ball game, 2-0 Knights to start things off. Watkins has it up high on the left.
2-3 zone for the Knights.
And we saw that in the junior varsity game. That's emblematic of what they do here in Kettering. Here's a long three for Watkins. It's off the mark. The rebound down to Alex DeLong. And they throw it away. Here's a 2-on-1 break to the rack. Jacob Connor makes it 4-0. Playing for Uhl on the sideline, they throw it away. So a little comedy of errors, 4-0 in favor of Alter. Hegeman gets a touch. Oh, for DeLong, he scores. We saw DeLong get the first bucket of the ball game in the game that we had against Carroll 3 weeks ago. Here's a long-range shot, no good. The back tap belongs to Alter. Uhl dumps it down low. The shot, no good. In and out for Stoley. 2 minutes gone by. And this ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay up front. 4-2 in favor of the Knights, and yet, like you said, it's a quick pace.
Yeah, up and down, up and down. And one thing the Rams need to do is just settle in, understand that play their zone offense and find a good shot. They got shooters out there that can knock down the open shot. It's a matter of taking the time to get the good shot.
They play to the near side. DeLong puts it on the deck. He throws it away. No, and you get it back. Now here's a three off the left side. It is too long for Schweitzer. Oh, nice step around. Here's a three off the left wing. He knocks it down. Stoley for three.
Alter night crowd starting to get into it a little bit here. It almost feels as if not danger zone quite yet, but the Rams need to find a way to get a good shot, and Schweitzer just runs his man over, and little temper flaring here.
Nice job by Jack Smith holding his ground. Schweitzer picks up his first. So apparently, as we are one to understand, Schweitzer came in with quite a little bit of set of lungs on him and talking to the Alter crowd.
Yeah, I think that the Alter student section had number 10 pegged to be made fun of tonight over there, and we'll see if he can't quiet him down. But so far tonight, that's not been the case.
Smith has it between the circles, dumps it off. Here's a three off the right wing, and it's good. Or is it? It's a foul on the offensive side, so wave off the bucket.
Question is, are they going to count the basket or not?
We see a charge against Jack Smith. Smith picks up his first. Team fouls are even at one apiece. With 5:05 left to go in this first, 7-2 Knights. DeLong has it, plays it over far side. Watkins momentarily had it. Now plays it back over for Larkin. Watkins up high on the right. Larkin once more. They play it inside. Michael Schweinefus dumps it down low, looking for DeLong. Beg your pardon, not DeLong, but Hegeman, and he is blocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Hegeman got in there with the trees a little bit and just found himself in a precarious position, and no harm, no foul with the block out of bounds. Good look there out the out bounds. Ooh.
No good. In and out for Larkin. And they play it up front, and it's knocked out of bounds. Connor Stoley, by the way, is averaging 2 blocks a ball game, and we have a timeout. 4:35 left to go here in this first quarter. The Knights out to a 7-2 lead here in this contest. And again, we had seen a lot of up and down action here at Petrocelli Gym. It's a full house tonight. In fact, it's funny. You and I don't normally get to experience this. We're on a platform, a stage, that's emblematic of small gyms across high schools in America. We have a standing room crowd behind us.
Yeah, it's wild. We had to go through the great lengths of pulling out the wireless cameras tonight and trying to figure out a way to be able to make this broadcast work. When you get, and really a lot of credit goes to the Alter staff here to allow us to come in and broadcast. And it's a situation where, like you said, a small gym, it makes things a little more difficult on us. But I love this atmosphere. Nothing better.
They'll toss in underneath the Ram soup. Here's Uhl. Mid-post jumper. He's got the shooter's touch. Uhl's got 4 in the book. 9-2 Knights. DeLong gets a touch. He plays it back to Hegeman. And they play it inside. That shot's blocked. Was that Stoley again? He's got his 2 blocks already. He thought about 3 for a moment. Now here's a drive inside to the rack. No good for Kolb. They get it back. Here's a corner 3 for Kolb. No good. The rebound to Uhl. He puts it up from 12 feet away on a fadeaway. No good. But we have a foul coming inside. Actually, we're going to call it steps. Steps on the shooter. So we are halfway through this first quarter, 9-2. In a standing room only crowd here in Kettering tonight. Watkins gets a touch, puts it on the deck against a 2-3 strong side zone. Here's a drive, the runner, no good for Hegeman, and an empty possession. And here comes Alter. Here's Uhl to the rack. Alter is hot, 11-2.
Gonna have to find a way to put the ball in the basket if you're Badin, and again, I think it's gonna have to be an outside shot. I know they've tried to force it in the middle of this zone, but they just, like you said, don't have a height advantage, and every time they try to put up a shot, it gets blocked inside.
Schweinefus seeing early minutes. We didn't see him come in until late in the Carroll game. Here's a jumper from the corner, no good, and a rebound to Stoley, who's been a big factor tonight. Uhl has it up high on the left, returns it Stoley, and now down to the right side. Connor into the lane, throws it away. It's a 3-on-2. Control Blake. Here's DeLong, and he throws it away. Uhl with the steal. Behind the back dribble, spins in the lane. It's a charge.
Good call, and situation where if he had to do it over again, he would have opted to not do the spin move and just pull up and just shoot that little 5-footer there for him. And again, it seems as if the Rams are reeling right now and find a way to put the ball in the basket and just stop momentum, if anything. Less about the score, more about momentum.
Schweinfus comes out. Spencer Giesting, who started the ball game, comes in. Alter will pick up token defense at half court. Hegeman tosses, and also coming on in is Ryan Kirkendall, who has the ball. Plays it to Watkins. Now Kirkendall once more up high on the left. Plays to Hegeman on the baseline, throws it away. And now it's still up front, and it's out of bounds, out on the sideline, and it will stay up front. It was tossed to the Alter sideline and momentarily saved, but it's out of bounds on Alter. A frenetic pace to be sure as Hegeman gets the ball between the circles. 2:29 left to play here in this first. Here's a runner, a high arcing shot for Watkins, no good, an empty possession. Connor has the ball. Oh, here's a straight on three. Knock it down! Jack Smith. Wow. 14-2. Smith averaging 13 points a ball game. Hegeman dumps it off, and it'll stay up front. Intended up front for Giesting, who came off the block on the right side. And we see Alter freely substituting. They're going to go a little smaller. We see the emergence of Austin Brogan, 5'11", a senior guard. He wears the number 2, out towards the elbow. The throw in. He'll come to the corner. Here's Hegeman to the rack. He missed a shot. And the rebound down to number 13, Brian Shane, also into the ball game. Stoley. Oh, here's another three from the corner. No good this time for Kolb. And Alter is playing it very fluidly. Oh, pretty pass inside. No good for Shane.
Wow, empty possession there for the Knights and what seemed like could have been just an absolute dagger to start this game off, but a couple missed layups, and here come the Rams.
Larkin stuck on the double. Here's a three off the left wing. It's off the mark for Giesting. They recover. Here's Watkins. The runner, no good. The rebound to Stoley. The Rams have no answer for Stoley, and here's a ball thrown away. The Alter Knights are playing a little too fast for what they really need to right now. They have the advantage.
Yeah, they a little ahead of themselves there, but ultimately, the Rams have just missed a couple open looks and are starting to press. And anytime you start to press, typically don't play at the top of your game. And like I said, it just takes one shot to go down. Maybe the Rams will find some fire.
Jumper mid-post, no good for Austin Brogan. They play inside. Nice shot, and up and in, and good. Larkin will go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point try.
They needed that. I know that's Captain Obvious here, but at the end of the day, it's not even the fact that perhaps they're struggling on offense. The defensive end, they've given up some offensive rebounds and putbacks for the Knights. It's a situation here. Can you salvage the quarter and perhaps get a stop on this end and another score to cut it maybe down to 7 or even 6 perhaps? Andrew
Larkin is 7 of 12 this season at the stripe, and he gets it. Stoley picked up the personal foul. 14-5 in favor of the Knights. They break a long drought. Cole plays Stoley deep along the sideline, returns it up high. Smith, top of the key. Brogan gets a touch, gets a high screen. Around the arc they go. Throws it out to the corner, out of bounds.
Well, it's the coffin corner for us, right? I mean, so we're on the stage. The camera's over there. It's tough to see the corner.
Alter possession. Stoley will get it.
Nice play by Giesting, but Alter able to get it back.
Shane saves it in the backcourt. Smith into the lane, takes it right to the rack. Missed the shot, though. The rebound to Spencer Giesting for the Badin Rams.
Does Badin pull it out and take the last shot of the quarter or not?
Giesting a straight on three. He knocks it down.
They did not. That's a big basket.
14-8. Brogan dumps it off. Here's a corner three at the buzzer. No good for Rich Colvin. This first half, or this first quarter rather, has come to an end. Your score after one period, the Knights own a 14-8 lead. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. 14-8 is your score after one period and a fast-moving one here in Kettering tonight. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. So what was once a double-digit lead at 14-2 has now become 14-8 on a 6-0 run here by the visiting Rams. Alter attacks the bucket. Here's Jacob Connor. All 6'7" of him. He tosses to the near side. Brady Uhl's back in. Stuck up high on the right. Touch pass inside. And before a shot can come off for Chad Smith, we've got a foul. So Spencer Geesting will pick up the personal. That's his first. Foul will come on in. Here's Uhl. Dribbles to the paint. Here's a three from the corner. Knock it down! Rich Cole with the trifecta. That breaks the 6-0 run for Badin. 17-8. Watkins gets a touch. Plays Andrew Larkin, who holds onto the ball. Checked by Uhl, who'll come in on him. He gives it up. He gets it back. Now Watkins again against the 2-3 zone. Now they play a little bit more man here in this set. Skip pass, and now they return it up high. Kolb tosses near side. Watkins puts it on the floor, penetrates, kicks it out. Here's a corner three. Knock it down for Schweitzer. So Schweitzer had gotten some jabs at him in the first quarter. He answers with a three. It's 17-11. Kolb looking inside, threw it away. Schweitzer gets it in the paint. 6-point contest. Watkins thought about three up high on the left against Uhl. He drops it off. They look inside once more for Geesting, and this one tapped out of bounds. Minute and a half gone by here in this second period. 17-11 here in favor of the home team, who have been awfully good so far this season. Coming in with a record of 4-1 in the conference, 8-1 overall. Geesting kicks out. Watkins passes up three, dumps it off on a wraparound. Here's Geesting, dumps it down low. Shot put up, no good, but Larkin will go to the line. Fouls on Jacob Connor down underneath the block. That's his first. 4 team fouls against the home team. Larkin to the line. He's 1 for 1 at the stripe tonight. Make it 2 for 2. So he had come in shooting 58.5%. He goes back to the stripe. He puts it up and in. 3 for 3 tonight to make it a 4-point contest at 17-13. They pick up at half court. The Rams do. There's a stop and go by Connor up high on the left. Dumps it off. Smith coming around. He triggers three. It's no good. And the rebound down to Josh Hegeman for the Badin Rams. Into the lane. He drops it off. And the shot is up and in. And a timeout as Larkin scores. So whatever adjustment was made after one period has flipped momentum. And now we have a 17-15 game. Once it was a 12-point contest, now it's down to 2.
Yeah, we talked about just the life support, if you will, a little bit there for the Rams in that first quarter. And just like that, this is a basketball game, and it's a credit to, obviously, not only the coaching staff, but also the players on the Badin Rams side, because they could have, put the head down and pouted and been a little upset at how this game started off. But glad we found ourselves a basketball game, traveled a little too far, and we got a little too excited for this game for it to be a blowout.
Badin comes in with a 4-run record, 9-2 overall. They've been awfully good. In fact, in terms of league scoring, they're the best team in scoring points in the league at just under 61 a ball game. Ball intended for Uhl, stolen away, and here's a shot put up and in for Schweitzer to tie it up. Schweitzer's got 5. We're knotted at 17, our first tie of the ball game. Ball will be entered from out of bounds by Jacob Connor. Toss in at quarter court on the near side. Uhl gets a touch. He drops it off for Connor. Checked by Giesting. He tosses to the near side. Jack Smith. Uhl gets a touch. Now puts it on the deck off the screen. Returns it Smith, and now they throw it down to the corner. They return it to Uhl. Now Smith dumps it off. Here's Connor. A corner 3. He knocks it down.
It's a good-looking shot for a big man.
This is a team that averages 20 attempts from behind the arc per ball game, 20-17. Watkins with the ball, looking for the high screen. He gets it. Hegeman, top of the key, penetrates into the lane, goes up strong with the left hand.
It's a great job by Hegeman breaking down the defense with his dribble.
1 point ball game. Hope throws it away. Here's Watkins leading the way. He pulls up, goes glass, missed the shot. Uhl the rebound. And they'll wait for the rest of his troops.
Would have liked to see Watkins right there go up pretty strong and try to use his body as a shield and put it up and perhaps get an and one. If nothing else, draw a foul.
Toss comes near side. Stoll gets a touch. Oh, a nice high-low. The finish by Smith.
Good interior pass right there. An easy layup for the Knights.
22-19. Back to a 3-point spread. This Alter extends to 2-3 zone. Hegeman drops the ball off. It's Giesting. Tosses to the near side. Larkin plays Watkins. Here's Hegeman. 18-foot jumper. Good. That was smooth.
Starting to settle in are the Rams on the offensive end. The question is can Alter start to find those open looks from 3? They've had success tonight doing so by breaking down off the dribble.
Hegeman averaging 12 a ball game, 22-21, a 1-point contest. Smith plays Uhl, shut off at the free throw line, returns it up high. Smith plays Stoley for 3. It is too strong off the back end. The back tap belongs to Badin. Here we go the other way. Oh, we got to travel. Larkin mishandled the ball in the paint. He had a 2-on-1, but just couldn't capitalize on the opportunity.
Yeah, he wanted to pitch it to his man there for the easy lay-in, perhaps, but got tangled up, and unfortunate turnover for the Rams. But again, for it being 22-21, what a blessing.
This could have been ugly in the first quarter. It was a 12-point contest. It's a 1-point contest now. Cole touches Uhl, returns. Here's a 3 off the left wing. He knocks it down. Cole with another trifecta, his second of the night. On the assist by Uhl, 25-21. Giesting puts it on the floor once, plays to Hegeman. He throws it away, stolen by Uhl. He comes up front. He dives into the lane. Is it a charge or is it a block? We are blocked away momentarily, and it is going to stay up front. Fouls on A.J. Engener, who has come into the ball game, 5'9", a junior guard. 4-point spread.
Who's the best one?
Ball be thrown in from Connor underneath the Badin hoop. Here's a corner 3.
That's from the deep corner.
Arcing shot for Smith, no good. The rebound by Uhl, and it's a charge.
Good job by Hegeman holding his ground, but talk about that 3. That thing was, talk about the coffin corner. I don't think you could get any more into the corner. I had to shoot that ball so high, I'd arc it over the glass.
That thing drew rain. Uhl picks up his second, and he'll come out of the ball game. Austin Brogan back into the ball game for the Knights at 5'11", a senior guard. He picks up at half court. He'll guard the ball handler Hegeman across the timeline. Little stop and go. He lost it. Brogan up front. He lost the handle.
Wow.
Here's Hegeman back up the other way. Into the lane. He drops it off, and it's batted out of bounds. It'll stay up front. Intended on the near sideline for Keesting. It was wide open on the corner.
What a pick by Watkins down here on the defensive end. Easy lay in and just is able to get his hand on the ball as he went in for the layup and saved his team 2 points. Things that don't show up in the box score that really are the difference in some basketball games.
Hegeman to throw in. Watkins gets it on the corner, dumps it inside. Geesting, one-on-one, fires it up and in. He's got 5, 25-23 with 2 minutes to play here in this first half. Smith has the ball, tosses, Stoley, stuck outside the elbow. Connor has a touch, gets a high screen, throws it down to the corner. Ball nearly thrown away, but saved by Connor. Smith has it now.
Really impressed by Connor, I am. Just a sophomore.
Brogan off the screen, comes right, now dives into the lane, throws it to the corner. It goes on over for Kolb. He fires it up outside the lane from 10, no good. The rebound comes down to Zach Schweitzer. Bucket here will tie it up. Here's Hegeman right to the rack. He missed the shot.
And he got there, and he just $1 million play and just couldn't finish. But here he comes back and almost gets a steal.
Connor threw it away. Oh, it was a pretty move to the hoop. Just, you feel bad for a player when those don't fall in.
It was a beautiful move and just didn't finish.
Oh, we've seen a couple of those plays here tonight. Here at the Petrocelli Gymnasium here in Kettering. 2-point score. Brogan on the dribble drive, kicks it out to the corner. Here's a three, knock it down. Rich Kolb again. His third trifecta.
Yeah, the Rams spent a lot of energy clawing back into this thing. You can see a lot of winded players here in green. The question is can they hold out here and end this half strong? That's going to be a foul, 100%.
Intended down there for a Larkin. It's funny, we're seeing the head coach, Jerry Weisgerber, in front of us with some histrionics saying that was no foul. But
well, I actually agree with Coach Weisgerber. It almost looked like Larkin was the one getting pulled to the ground, and they actually called the foul on Larkin. So that is what it is, and here we go.
5-point contest. Brogan tosses to the near side. Kolb has it, who's had the hot hand. Connor has it now between the circles, guarded by Geesting. He throws it to the elbow, he gets it back. Looks like they're going to play for a final shot. Connor
Maybe.
has it up high on the left.
I'm not sold on that yet, but looks as if they are. And Connor just handles the basketball and has a good-looking shot for being a...
Brogan, a nice sleight of hand, dumps it off Kolb, back for Connor. 10 seconds left to go here in this first half. Connor tosses to the near side, he threw it away. Kolb wasn't looking for it.
Got
Here's
time.
Watkins, plays the long. Now returns it outside. Here's Schweitzer for three. At the buzzer, no good. And I think we have a foul at the end of it.
I don't think they're going to call anything.
They're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off, and we're through one half here in Kettering. A good one to be sure. The Rams behind in this ball game. The Knights here in Kettering, 28-23. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. (28-23) here at the half, along with Trace Fowler. I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. It was, you can't really say it was a tale of two halves, but this one could have been ugly here after one. It was a 14-2 lead late in this first period for the Alter Knights. Then it was a 6-0 run for the visiting Rams to end the quarter. They extended that 6-0 run to a 15-3 run, tied it up at 17 midway through the second period, and we do have now our 5-point lead for the home team Alter Knights. Trace, your impressions of the first quarter. If nothing else, here's what I took away from it as we get to you here on this one, is that Alter doesn't have a size advantage. They also have a speed advantage as well.
A little bit. I would say that I think that they're utilizing maybe the strength of what they do, and that's their 2-3 zone on the defensive end on a smaller court. Anytime you play on a condensed court, a zone is gonna be basically a little more effective, right? There's not as much space to defeat it, and there in the first period, the Rams just couldn't find the bottom of the bucket to save their life. I mean, that's part of the story. The other part of it is they got out, they got hot, Alter did, and it put a little more pressure, if you will, on Badin. I think that, they tightened up just a smidge, and then they started to kind of get in the flow of the game, and they were able to get it within 5. If you're Coach Weiser in the locker room, it's like, I think you basically tell them that you're proud of them. You believe that if you come out and you play your type of game for the full 16 minutes, if you will, that you're going to come out victorious. The first 5 minutes of this basketball game weren't indicative of who we are. The other side, if you're Alter, you just tell them that, hey, we have a 5-point advantage and we could be up by 15. And it's one of those things where we have the crowd, we have the advantage tonight. Just go out and have fun and play, which is what I think they did in the first 5 minutes.
And again, these are two really good teams. In fact, Alter and Badin, along with McNick, are tied for the conference lead in league play at 4-1. As we run down, Purcell Marion is at 3-2, Carroll at 2-3, along with Chaminade Julian. Roger Bacon is 1-4 in conference play, and Fenwick is 0-5, bringing up the back end. So Alter and Badin really have something going here, and if nothing else for Alter, you also have to think about what you're going to save for tomorrow night, because this is the front end of 2 on consecutive days for Alter. They take on Northmont in Clayton tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think obviously they have a game tomorrow, but league play games are just different, right? They mean a lot more. Anytime that you have a chance to win a league, when you get into January, any coach or any player would be lying to you if they didn't say they were thinking about it. Whenever you're at the top of the league at this time of the season, you're considering the idea of winning the league. These are the games tonight that make the difference. I mean, whether you win this or you don't win this, yes, you can make it up in different parts of the season, but the head-to-head games matter a lot. Especially, when it comes to the end of the season, if you were able to beat a team twice and you tie them, you kind of have the proverbial tiebreaker, if you will. So, hopefully this second half we have a good one in store. We had a good one last game. Not saying it's going to be as good as that finish, but I'm sure hopeful for it.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better game than the one we had a week ago. But it's funny. As a quick aside before we break down the scoring. The fact that Chatterbox Sports almost had consecutive buzzer beaters on consecutive broadcasts was amazing. We had ours with Oak Hills a week ago last Friday, and then you had the game between with Hamilton
Fairfield,
and that thing came down to the final 10 seconds of that contest.
It did. I tell you, if we can script that every week, we'll be on to something. The question is whether or not we can keep that up. I highly doubt it, but hey, sometimes you pick these games somewhat on a flex schedule and you try to find the right one. Tonight, indicative, it doesn't matter what happens at the end of this game, whether the score's close or not close. The atmosphere, the two programs, what they're fighting for. Like I said before, I'm appreciative of the Alter staff and them allowing us to be here, and it's been fun so far.
Jacob Connor had 5 points in the first half for the Knights. Same with Jack Smith. 9 points to lead the team for Rich Kolb. 3 points for Connor Stoley and 6 for Brady Uhl. On the other side for the Badin Rams, 4 points for Josh Hegeman, 5 for Zach Schweitzer, also 5 for Spencer Giesting. A team high 7 for Andrew Larkin and 2 points for Alex DeLong, who had the first bucket for Badin tonight. So we're moments away from the start of this second half here in Kettering, 28-23. And again, both teams come in locked in first place here in the GCL-CoEd. This has lived up to expectations. And by the way, speaking of living up to expectations, a week from tonight, guess where we'll be? Chatterbox Sports will be over at Lakota East. It'll be a grudge match. Lakota West against Lakota East. That should be a great one.
Yeah, anytime you get crosstown rivalries, it feeds into the fun and it creates a good atmosphere similar to what we have tonight.
And away we go here in the second half. Watkins has it. Plays Hegeman. Hegeman dumps it off. Schweitzer up deep along the sideline. Draws the double. Hegeman plays. Nice step around for Keesting. He pumps from 15. No good. And the rebound to Jacob Connor for Alter. And here come the Knights on the first attack on offense here in the second half. Stoley gets a touch. He gets it back. Up high on the right. Connor surveys the defense. Rich Kolb, who had the hot hand in the first half, gets a touch. It goes to Uhl. His jumper from 15 is short. Giesting the rebound. And here comes Hegeman. Dives into the lane, draws a double, stolen away by Uhl. He's got a 2-on-2. He goes to the wingman, up and in. Jack Smith.
Yeah, turnovers, not only are they hurtful, but when they lead to points, it's a double dagger. And right now, it's the last thing that Badin can afford is to come out flat here in the first few minutes, similar to what they did to start the game.
DeLong gets a touch, plays Hegeman, top of the key. DeLong thought about three, dumps it down to the corner. Here's a three from the corner, no good for Schweitzer. And the ball will stay up front. (30-23), just mere moments into this second half here in Kettering. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. We are thankful to have you along for week number 7 of this high school basketball season. Here's a baseline jumper and good from 10 feet away for Spencer Geisting.
It's one way to beat his own, pump fakes and ball fakes.
Ball nearly thrown away to the corner. Saved out there on the side by Stoley. He traveled.
Yeah, yes they did. One of those delayed whistles, it almost seemed as if it kind of caught him off guard, but certainly dragged his foot. And
you see head coach Eric Coulter in view. Doing some politicking out on that sideline. You got to love it. He's in his 7th year at the program.
It wouldn't be a basketball game without a little politicking with the referees.
Geisting has it against a 2-3. High-low inside, off the hands of Schweitzer. He lost it, he gets it, throws it away, intended for DeLong, and taken away. They play it up ahead, Uhl right to the rack.
And again, another turnover that leads to a run-out basket for the Knights.
7-point ball game, 32-25.
You can kind of see Uhl here extending that zone out just a little bit.
Watkins thought about three, puts it on the floor, lost it, it's a kick ball, it'll stay up front.
You know, the weakness of any zone, of a 2-3 zone especially, is going to be the middle of the floor. Anytime you can get the basketball to the middle of the floor, you have options, and more often than not, you're going to find somebody with an open shot. The question is, can the Rams penetrate and find a way to get the ball to the middle?
Stoley comes out, Brian Shane emerges for the Knights. Oh, we got a foul coming off the ball as Schweitzer, go figure, gets knocked to the deck.
Yeah, a little bit of chatting here before pregame about Schweitzer in the crowd, and not saying that the student section's fans of any of the Rams, but they're certainly not fans of Schweitzer.
Shane picks up the personal. Here's Watkins. Step around from 18, good.
Good basket, good ball control, and good job by Watkins of stepping in and hitting the jumper.
Uhl has it. His team up by 5. Little stop and go up high on the right point. Tosses near side. Jacob Connor has it and returns it. They keep it around the arc. Uhl has it once more. Puts it on the deck. Stuck at the elbow. Here's a 3-shot. A high arcing shot by Jack Smith. No good. Hegeman outside the arc. Checked by Uhl. Watkins thought about 3. Returns it. Here's a long 3. Knock it down from 25 feet out. Spencer Geisting.
Good ball pressure by Geisting as well.
Shane has it, tosses Uhl. Step around. Here's a 3 off the corner, off the side of the glass, but Alter saves it. Here's another high arcing 3 on the near side. No good for Smith. They put back, no good by Shane, and we've got a foul.
Yeah, and they've been hurt in a couple areas tonight, the Rams have. One is on the boards. They've allowed a few extra possessions, especially the ones that have been extended where you feel like you got a little momentum and you get a stop, but you just can't get the rebound. And then obviously the other one, as I mentioned before, the run-outs off of the turnovers.
Schweitzer picks up his second. Team fouls are even at 1 here in the early minutes of this second half. Brian Shane at the line. He's looking for his first free throw completion of the year, coming in 0-1. He's get 1 of 2 here on this trip down. Here's Watkins with the ball. His team down by 3. DeLong gets a quick touch. Hegeman up high on the left against a 2-3. They move the 2-3 back to the middle of the floor. Watkins looking inside. Dumps it back off for Hegeman.
Schweitzer's open in the middle of the floor. He's got to find him.
Schweitzer gets it, and we've got a whistle.
Looks like we got a timeout in the corner. Yep.
Schweitzer was barking to one of the officials, it looked like. Couldn't tell. We are blocked off here on the near sideline from that, and we do have a timeout with 4:08 left to play here in this third period, 33-30. So, Trace, what had once been a really tough game to watch in the first quarter, and we saw similar games like this in the last couple of games that we broadcast, especially the last one that we saw with the Oak Hills game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Oak Hills came out guns a-blazing, if you will, and Lakota West was on their heels. Similar aspect tonight, realistically, for the Rams. We'll see if they can't gain a little bit of that momentum for themselves. They've made runs tonight. They just haven't been able to get over the hurdle and take a lead.
Ball will come in from the near sideline. On the corner, and it's taken away. Stoley. Kolb has it between the circles. Badin drops off to a man. Shane has it up high. Nearly traveled. Saved it. Here's Connor up high on the right. Uhl looking inside. Now we'll put it on the floor. Drops it off. Here's a three for Kolb. No good. Shane the rebound. And he came up with it. He got it back. He throws it for Uhl. Uhl missed the three.
Wow. What a possession.
Schweitzer. Hawkins.
And again, look at the middle of the floor right now. You just got to, and Donovan gets in there himself. That's how you beat a zone.
Here's a three. No good for Giesting.
Got to run out.
2-on-1 break. Here's Uhl right to the rack. He's got 10 in the ball game, 35-30.
It's like they're going to extend the zone here, Alter is, and almost play a little bit of a half-court trap.
Hageman draws the double, and we got a foul inside. It's on Connor. Jacob Connor picks up his second. He'll come out. Jack Smith reemerges into the ballgame. Austin Brogan does as well. The throw, tapped, saved by DeLong. He throws it up, mid-post, no good. The rebound, put back, no good for Schweitzer. And here comes Alter, out of the pack with Uhl, who's got quite a legacy here in this home gym. Uhl gives it up, he gets it back. He tosses near side for Stoley, plays on over. Here's Brogan, a corner three. It's way too long. Initially saved, but I think it's going to go the other way. We didn't mention that Uhl has quite a legacy here. His dad played here, Bill Uhl Jr., who played 4 years over at the University of Dayton back in the end of the 80s.
Look at you. You can always count on Geoff for some history lessons during the night. I was wondering if they're going to put four corners around the boxing about the box here and just let these guys grab some gloves and start to fight, because they are not calling a whole lot of anything in the paint.
Larkin gets a touch. Hageman throws it down to the corner. His shot is blocked. He'll stay up front.
Or so we think.
All we can tell you is the Alter sideline has come alive. The throw in, it goes to Hageman. He draws a double. He didn't get fouled, and now, a late call from the near sideline. He did get fouled. He did travel at the end of it, but that's because he was fouled.
Absolutely. I got knocked off of his pivot foot, but the referees are going to have to start calling a little bit of something, because it's starting to get really chippy out here otherwise.
Hope draws the personal.
Oh, no.
Ball into Giesting. Stuck on the baseline. Drops it off for Schweitzer. He missed the money. Uhl the rebound, and here come the Knights. The chop off. Here's Stoley, the corner three, off the mark. Brogan from 18. He's got it.
Another offensive rebound there for the Knights, and another basket, and really...
Timeout. 37-30.
I know there's frustration down here from the Rams sideline, and I kind of understand the reason behind it. They feel like they should have gotten some fouls in the paint, but they've also missed some bunnies down low, and you got to finish to make a difference in a game like this. And so far they haven't been able to do that. And we'll see if that tail doesn't turn a little bit heading into the fourth period. But again, I understand the frustration with the guys in the stripes, but at the end of the day, sometimes you do also have to execute. So,
well, in this ball game, we've seen punch, counter punch, right? You had alluded to a boxing analogy just a couple of minutes ago, right? Get on the boxing gloves. We saw a 14-2 lead early in the first half by Alter. Back came Badin. They tied it up at 17. And they've been kind of at arm's length here ever since. It was a 5-point ball game at the half. It's now a 7-point contest. Alter's got a little bit of an edge right now. They've kind of got some adrenaline here in the last couple of minutes, but Badin is equal to the task right now.
Yeah, I mean, Badin's a 3-point shot away from being right and back in it, and you know, that's what's so great about basketball, in my opinion, is there's two ways to look at a 7-point lead, right? One team makes a 5-0 run, it's a 2-point game. If the other team makes a 5-0 run, you almost feel like it's kind of getting out of hand. It's a blowout. It's just it's a really incredible, fickle time right now, and the Rams have to execute on the offensive end.
By the way, threes do turn around faster than twos, and Badin shoots 41.5% from behind the arc on the season. And a block by Stoley, but he's guilty of the personal as well.
You talked about politicking earlier in this game. I think that's where it helps a little. You know, I'm not saying that you can change the referee's calls all the time, but if you stay on them enough, ultimately, if there's a bang-bang play, I do genuinely think they kind of remember that in the back of their mind.
Hageman to the line, gets the first. He's an awfully good shooter from the floor. He could use a little help at the line, but he gets them both. He came in shooting 63.5% at the stripe, and the ball thrown away. Intended for Uhl on the sideline, and knocked out by Schweitzer. We did mention Brady Uhl is a generational player. So his dad played over as he gets the ball and stuck along the corner. Stuck by Hageman, he threw it away, and a foul.
Fouls are starting to pile up there for the Knights, and they're one away from giving the Rams a bonus here heading into the fourth period.
Kolb on the reach-in, picks up the personal. That's his second. That's 6 team fouls now against alternates, against just one for visiting Badin. So if there's some politicking to be doing, Eric Coulter, the head coach for Alter, as the ball's turned back over the other way. Eric Coulter should be doing the politicking.
Yeah, maybe so. Not much he could do on that last play because it was a clear foul, but again, another turnover for the Rams, and they're starting to pile up here.
Brogan to toss in from half court. He's looking, he's still looking, and he dumps it off. Stoley gets it and gives it back to Brogan. He puts it on the deck. Checked by Giesting. He goes to the rack, and he's fouled. He had open lane for just a minute, and it closed very quickly, but he'll go to the line.
Great job of dribble driving and using his eyes to make a decision. He kind of seen that he had a lane, took it, finds himself at the line for 2.
Looked like Giesting got caught on the overplay on that, and that hole opened wide.
Giesting was starting to play, you know, he wasn't playing his man as much as he was playing the offensive set. You know, you run around here and you follow a guy all game long, you kind of know where he's wanting to make his next pass because you know their offense. Problem with that is that it leads to sometimes you forgetting that you got to guard the guy in front of you. He took advantage of it and drove to the line.
Morgan misses on the front, and he's a 72% shooter at the stripe this year. He gets 1 of 2.
Got a full court press here by the Knights.
First time we've seen Alter do that tonight. Here's a drive into the lane, shot right to the rack, no good for Larkin, and here comes Uhl and the Knights. Up by 6 in the closing minute of this third period. He might have double dribbled on that last set. Brogan gets a touch at the center jump circle. Kolb between the rings, puts it on the deck.
Oh, good job.
And he throws it away. Watkins on the steal, taking it right to the rack.
Good finish, too, by Watkins. What a big basket for the Rams.
They make it a 4-point ball game under 17 seconds to play here in this third period. They're going to play for a final shot.
I think they might double right here. If I'm Schweitzer, I might double him.
Rogan nearly lost it, now gets it back. He dumps it off, and before he can do that, there's a foul. It's a reach in on Schweitzer.
Actually, don't hate that. I know Schweitzer's picked up a few personals already, and perhaps he's getting a little bit of foul trouble. But you really limit the ability to get a good shot off here with just 3 seconds.
That's his third. He'll come out. Michael Schweinefus, who saw some action in the first period, comes in and takes his place. Grogan will toss in. He plays Stoley. Dumps it off. Here's Kolb. Stepper out. 3 at the buzzer. No good. And this third period has come to a close. Your score after 3. The Knights have a 4-point lead at 38-34. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. (38-34) here in Kettering as we come down the stretch here in this GCL-CoEd battle for our game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on this Week 7 matchup. And speaking of matchups, we have a good one here tonight. We have a good one we're expecting next week in Lakota, as it'll be West visiting East. And we'll have that game as close to 7:15 or whenever the JV game finishes, but we'll have that game right here on Chatterbox Live.
That we will. JV game's always unpredictable a bit.
Well, didn't we have one? I'm trying to remember. Was it Lakota West? Or no, it was East. It was in week 2, right? We did. That one went into overtime.
That it did.
So the ball's tossed in. Connor has it. Plays Stoley. Connor has it once more up high on the left point. Uhl gets a touch. Smith puts it on the deck. He goes to the rack, missing the shot, and the back tap belongs to Watkins, and here come the Badin Rams, down by 4. Against a strong side 2-3, Hegeman returns it to Watkins. Ryan Kirkendall back into this ball game for the Rams. He got a touch. Watkins up high on the right.
Someone's got to beat the middle of that zone.
Here's a jumper from 15 and good for Hegeman.
That's a tough shot and a good and one that perhaps that the Alter Knights would take, but it worked out for the Rams.
Josh Hegeman has 8 points, a 2-point contest. Here's Uhl to the rack, missed the shot, and I think they're going to get Schweitzer on it, and if that's the case, that'll be number 4.
Yeah, I think Coach Weisberger just told Giesting, who's about to enter the basketball game, that whoever he was going in for just changed, and I think he will be going in for Schweitzer.
Minute gone by here in this fourth period, 38-36, and Uhl to the line. Uhl gets his first free throw of the night. He's a good shooter at the stripe. He came in at 81.5%, 22 of 27. Looking for his 12th point.
And he got it.
Back to a 2-possession lead for the Knights at 40-36. Kolb will pick up Hegeman at half court. Leaves it for Watkins. Looking to penetrate, shut off by Kolb. They dump it to the free throw line to Hegeman. He'll have to dribble out. He lost the handle and it's out of bounds. Knocked away, but it'll stay up front.
Almost as if it looked like Alter kind of jumped back into a little bit of a pseudo man-to-man there. We'll see if they don't do the same. They're going to stick in that 2-3, but a little more man-to-man concepts out of it.
Hegeman plays Kirkendall, returns it to Hegeman between the circles. Larkin gets a touch, stuck on the double team, down on the corner. Plays back to Hegeman, fills the lane, kicks it out. Kirkendall from 18, it's no good. And the rebound to the big Jacob Connor at 6'7". Oh, looking for Stoley down on the back door. It's batted out of bounds. Last touch by Hegeman.
Again, up and down, up and down. Alter had a chance there with a look to get another easy lay-in on the break, but Badin, as we've seen before, did a good job of having active hands as DeLong comes back in the game.
Kirkendall comes out. By the way, we did mention we're in Kettering. We're at Alter High School. And this gymnasium is named for Joe Petroselli. As Uhl takes it to the rack, missed a shot, and we've got a foul. Joe Petroselli was the first ever head coach here at Alter. The second head coach is Eric Coulter, who's the current coach. Could you imagine having two coaches for 57 years?
No. No. That's an easy answer for me. I mean, like you had said here, how many years? 46 years.
Next free throw is up. No good. 1 of 2 on this trip on down. The rebound to Andrew Larkin for Badin, 41-36. Petroselli, by the way, has 3 state titles to his credit, 1978, 1999, and 2001. Here's Giesting, a corner 3, no good.
Got to run out again.
And they play it up front, and to the well he goes, Jack Smith. Smith has 9, back to a 7-point lead. So to coach as long as Joe Petroselli did, and to get 1 state championship, well, you take that and appreciate that. Then to get 2 of them in a span of 3 years, you're living right. Here's DeLong. A mid-post jumper is blocked by Stoley. Connor plays it up front. Smith throws it away. Hegeman on the steal. Plays Larkin across the half-court line. He takes it right to the rack. Missed the shot. Draws the foul.
Great job right there. A little bit of a Euro step in the lane. That's one way to beat a zone, is to get out in transition and not let him set up.
Jack Smith picks up his second. Beg your pardon, his third. With 5:09 left to go in this contest. Free throws have been a little bit problematic for both sides tonight. Larkin back at the stripe. He makes 1 of 2. Badin will pick up in a half-court trap. Connor plays it near side. Jack Smith puts it on the deck once and plays a Stoley. 43-37, a 6-point lead with under 5 to play. Uhl, top of the key. Puts it on the floor, spun around at the elbow, kicks it on out. He throws it for Kolb. Kolb spots 3 off the right side. It's off the front end. Giesting the rebound and plays Hegeman. Quickly in a hurry. He kicks it out. Nearly threw it away. Saved on the sideline and threw it away. Here's Uhl up front. Stop and go out of the corner. The reach in by DeLong, and it's tapped away off the hands of Uhl, and it belongs to Badin, and a great effort defense.
Wow.
Timeout. Big
play by DeLong, and then there on the offensive end, Hegeman had the right idea, just looked the wrong way, had Mitchell over here on the corner 3. But again, oftentimes when you're in transition or in a zone, it's really the opposite way in which the ball is moving is where you're going to find the open man. So, one time I seen DeLong catch the ball in the middle of that zone and catch it, look backside. Catch it, look backside. That's the answer to a zone when you're playing it. Question is can Badin find ways to get in the middle, catch the ball in the middle, and then look backside for open shots? They really haven't gotten too many good looks out of this zone in the second half.
So a timeout here as we continue to talk through it, and I can't help but wax poetically about Joe Petroselli, the longtime head coach here, who was here for the better part of 5 decades. The gymnasium's named after him. He's a staple here in Kettering. He's won 3 state champions for these Alter Knights, and I think, if nothing else, what kind of is emblematic of what kind of talent he had. He had 2 NBA players that played here.
Yeah, anytime you win state championships, you got to have good players, right? Someone told me once, you can't win the Kentucky Derby with donkeys.
Here's Hegeman. He draws a double. Top of the key. Goes to Giesling. He nearly threw it away, but saved
right now
by Watkins. He pulls up. 12-footer is good.
Yeah, that's it for the Rams. If they can just find a way to get the ball in the middle, I know they kind of want to swing it around the horn, but really the way Alter's playing this 2-3 zone is they're just pressing the edges. Good defense right there by Hegeman.
Hegeman nearly got the steal. Now it's picked back away by Connor. Plays the Uhl. He threw it away. So, if nothing else tonight, what we're seeing is Alter's the more talented team, but they are going way too fast for their own abilities tonight. They're going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think perhaps tonight they've outplayed Badin, but I don't, to say they're the more talented team is still up in the air, in my opinion.
Here's Hegeman, throws up the runner. He leaves it off the front iron. Smith the rebound. He drops it off for Stoley. With a head full of steam, he throws it out to the corner, and we've got a foul underneath. It's a charge.
There's a good job by Watkins just setting in and letting his man come right on in. And anytime a big man gets the ball and is moving that quick, oftentimes he's not going to be able to stop it before he runs you over. So a good job of creating the turnover there.
And Stoley at 6'8" covers a lot of ground.
Tell you what, him between Stoley and Connor, they got some towers.
Still a 4-point contest. Here's Larkin, nearly picked up the dribble. He drops it back off. They throw inside, intended for Schweitzer, and here's Uhl with the steal. He's been around the ball on the defensive end all night. Picks it up at the free throw line. Connor has it now, left of the key. Here's Stoley, a corner three. It's no good. Heasting the rebound. He plays quickly to Hegeman. High-low pass, he threw it away, intended for Larkin.
Got a kick ball there. One of those situations where did he kick it on purpose? I don't know. Maybe it hit his foot, but nonetheless, it'll be out of bounds under the basket.
Ball will be thrown in by Andrew Larkin. I'm going to continue on with Joe Petroselli for a moment.
Yeah.
So his two NBA players just happen to be brothers. So,
That's
proximity and genetics have something to do with success sometimes. Here's Schweitzer to the shot put up is no good, but he draws the foul and he hits the deck. And he is hurt.
I don't know if he came down on his elbow, but it looks like he's going to try to tough it out and go to the line for a couple big free throws. Here's where your coach, if you're Coach Weisergerber, you're kind of hoping he's okay to shoot the free throws, right? Looks like it's more of his left elbow than his right, but
Schweitzer will go to the line. Cole picks up his third. No good. He bricks off the back end to the delight of this Alter crowd. Now, how much of a shooter at the stripe this year? 42%. Gets one of two.
Right on cue. 3-point game.
Ball's played to the near side. Kolb has it, lost the handle, gets it back, checked by Watkins. And are they going to get Watkins on that? That's a tough one.
They are. Hey, I think that actually he did a good job. He can't get underneath your man and not allow him to move. And I think Watkins even agreed with the foul as he kind of told the referee, hey, that was on me.
Uhl to toss in front of his own bench. Jack Smith and returns it up high, Rich Cole. They keep it outside with 2.5 to play here in this contest. Cole passes up three, plays Uhl, puts it on the deck. Stuck left of the elbow, no shot there. They're going to play for a good shot here. Uhl, a step around. Here's a straight-on shot from 16, no good. Empty possession for Alter. And we'll see if Badin can tie it up with a long three.
He's thinking about it.
Watkins did think about three. Here's Hegeman for three. Too strong.
Wasn't a bad shot, really. Had an open look at it.
Under 2 minutes to play here in this contest.
Good double.
We got a whistle, and it's a timeout. Timeout with 1:51 left to play here in this contest. 43-41. I want to keep talking about Joe Petroselli because I'm on that. I'm on that wagon right now. So we had mentioned in the last few minutes, Petroselli had two NBA players that played on his team. Do you know who they are?
I do.
Well, let's hear it.
I would just say that the last name's Paxson, and I don't want you're going to put me under the gun right now, and I maybe name both of their. John is one. And this is where I was scared to say the two names. Help me out with the other name.
Well, there's a quarterback in San Francisco that shares the same first name.
Jimmy?
Yes. So Jim and John Paxson played here at Alter. Jim was the more talented one, much more of the scorer. John played point guard, but he played on the first three-peat of the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I know. I can already hear the theme music right now. I used to play as a kid when you got that Chicago Bulls theme, and if you haven't heard it and you're listening to the broadcast and you don't know this YouTube Chicago Bulls 1990 theme, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Nothing better.
Paxson was the point guard on the teams that won it in 91, 92, and 93.
Yeah, he was. And Harper, a local Miami grad as well on that team.
He came a little later on the next three-peat.
Okay.
And that was quite a team as well. Not only did he play at Miami, he was also a local product playing in Dayton.
Badin putting on some really extended pressure now.
Smith looking inside. Uhl throws it away. He was caught mid-air, had nowhere to go with it, and it's turned back over, and we'll see if Badin can tie it up with a three with 90 seconds left to go here in regulation.
Yeah, I know that three seems obvious and tempting because you're down three, but I know I've said it all night long. Find a way to get to the middle of the zone and get you an easy basket.
Watkins.
Right there it is. You got Larkin over the middle.
Hageman fills, now pumps 15. Can't get the shooter's roll. Schweitzer, the putback, no good, and we got a foul. Connor grabbed it. He drew the double. Everybody hit the deck.
Wow. Game of inches. I know they say that's a football term, but that ball hung on the rim, and just couldn't quite find the grip to fall down.
So we'll see. One and the bonus here with 71 ticks of the clock left to go here in regulation.
What do we always say, or at least you said that you learned up in Wright State days? Free throws don't win every game, but they win the close ones.
They win the close ones. So Hageman picks up the personal. Front end is good. And that's a big free throw for Jacob Connor.
Very big.
He is perfect, believe it or not, at the stripe this year. 2 of 2, now 3 of 3. Did we just jinx him? Yes. 1 of 2. It always happens. It's the announcer's jinx.
You can always count on it.
Hageman throws down in the corner.
Good job.
Schweitzer to the record.
There it was.
Entry.
Find the ball, get it to the middle. They've had that all night long. Starting to utilize it here in the last minute.
And we are under a minute, and it's a 2-point contest.
Easy's got to pressure him and see if he can't get a steal.
Connor returns it up high. Kolb, top of the key. Checked by Watkins. Connor again. Plays Uhl.
Got a man underneath. Missed him. Now you're getting in the fouling zone now.
At some point, you're going to have to think about it, and you do have a foul.
I don't mind that.
Giesting picks up the personal.
Just missed a free throw. It might be lingering in the back of his mind and has to go right back to the line and shoot another big free throw.
So Jacob Connor, 1 for 2, his last time down at the stripe. Front end is good.
Another big free throw. Man, like I said to you once, I'll say it 1,000 times, not all free throws are the same. I'm ultra impressed with him, man. He's just a sophomore.
And he's a tall drink of water at 6'7". No good on the back end. It's a 3-point contest. Schweitzer the rebound and a timeout charged to Badin. With 28.2 seconds left to play here in regulation, 45-42. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they draw something up for a three, or they try to utilize the caveat, if you will, or I shouldn't say the caveat, the cavity in that zone, which is the middle. And if you get the ball in the middle, you might get an easy lay-in, as Schweitzer just did. Then you can foul and perhaps hope they miss a free throw, and you can come down and either win it with a 3 or tie it with a 2. Personally, I think that you try to utilize the 3-point shot right here and see if you can't tie it up, because relying on them to miss a free throw to get you in a better advantage doesn't always work out.
Jerry Weisgerber, the head coach, she's in the middle of that scrum right now, that huddle that you're seeing right on your screen. And I think diagnosing what could be happening right here, one thing I'll kind of throw a monkey wrench into this one is if you do have that seam right to the rack, you take the 2 and play defense.
Yeah, if you can get a quick 2, you're going to take the 2. But the way that they play defense, Alter does, it's not intended or is very highly unlikely that you're going to get a straight line drive to the rim because they're playing a zone. What's more likely to happen is you can get the ball pitched into the middle and you might get maybe a 4 or 5 foot jump shot that's really, really, really open. But to get a lay-in, I don't know if you're just going to be able to dribble drive it in there for a lay-in. You might be able to dribble drive kick for a 3, and I think that's what they're going to try to utilize here is a dribble drive kick and hit a game-tying 3.
Here we go. Watkins has the ball. Hegeman playing out to the far side. Larkin, now Geesting. One dribble back to Larkin. They rotate back around. Here's a drive for Watkins. Here's a straight-off free for Larkin. No good. The rebound to Hegeman. He'll take it back outside. Geesting will fire 3 left wing. No good. The rebound to Watkins. Watkins to Hegeman. He throws it to the corner. Here's a 3. No good for Schweitzer. And the rebound to Uhl. And time has run out. Wow.
Every chance in the world for the Rams right there to find a way to tie the basketball game and just couldn't quite find the bottom of the basket. I mean, that kind of was the difference in the first quarter. They just couldn't find a way to put the ball in the bottom of the basket, had the open looks, just didn't finish in a great basketball game we just got to witness.
And for the second straight week, we come down to a final possession and a final shot attempt to win a ball game. And this time it was the defense that showed up, and Brady Uhl with the final rebound as the Alternates win it 45-42, and an amazing game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. What a finish.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about just the idea of trying to keep it close for our sake, and talk about buzzer beaters and how we've had that back-to-back games. And although this doesn't really qualify for a buzzer beater per se, it definitely qualifies from the excitement standpoint. Certainly 3 looks at a 3 to tie the game at the end, and the Rams just couldn't quite get it done, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward to the next time they play the Alter Knights.
The Knights improve to 9-1 on the season. They are a GCL-CoEd best 5-1. Badin falls to 4-2 in conference, 9-3 overall. We are due for a break. Trace and I might be in need of some lithium after some tense moments here in Kettering tonight. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. We put a wrapper here on this one in Kettering, 45-42, as we see a jubilant student section get out onto the floor as their home team improves to a record of 9-1 here in this season. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for the game of the week on Chatterbox Live. And again, 3 straight broadcasts. And Trace, you can't help but laugh at this. I love this. 3 straight broadcasts that we've seen here on our platform that have gone down to a final possession.
Man, I mean, that's what I like I said to you earlier in the season, there's a reason that I just, you can pump high school basketball into my veins, and when you add an environment like this tonight into that equation, man, it doesn't get any better. If you could just bottle this up and do it every week, you can count me in for basically eternity. But that being said, the good thing tonight for both sides of the equation here, Ultra just got a big win, and they proved to themselves that perhaps that they're the best in this league. That being said, the opposite side for the Rams, I genuinely think that, I know you said earlier in the game, I feel like they're going to leave tonight feeling like they didn't play very well. They had some turnovers. They led to run-out baskets. They missed a lot of open looks. They missed three open looks there at the end of regulation to tie it, to send it perhaps into overtime. You walk away and you think, yeah, we lost, but we're going to get to see these guys again. And when we do, we're going to take care of business, perhaps.
And to your point, Trace, you can make an argument that once Alter went up 14-2 and they could have walked away with it, back came Badin for the rest of the ball game. And if you think about it, playing from even Steven at that 14-2 mark, it was really Badin's game for the last 24 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously you can dissect a game and say, well, from this time on to this time on, this team had the better time. it just was a rough start. It was a rough start, and they were in a hostile environment, and took a little bit of time to get their sails underneath them, or I guess if you will say the wind in the right direction. It just it's just one of those things where you can't quite have that happen when you're playing as good of a team as Alter. You can get away with that sometimes when you're playing an inferior opponent. Tonight's not that case. The Alter Knights proved that they have a couple big guys. I know that Uhl's a big name, and he's going to get a little bit of the recognition, but, man, I leave impressed with Connor. Just a tall kid that has great athleticism, that can really dribble the ball, handle the rock, gets in, rebounds, and also can shoot it from the outside. So, again, we got into this. We hope we get good games. We hope we do a good job here on the broadcast. And, man, what a hell of a time it is, and no better person to do it next to than you, man.
Well, I appreciate it, partner. And I got to tell you, it's like, I kind of kidded, and I say kind of kidded, right, about needing some lithium at the end of our ball game because of what we saw. As much of a heart condition as you and I might have, you think about the head coach, Eric Coulter, for Alter, and the last 28 seconds of the ball game, I think we saw 5 shot attempts from 3. Yeah. All of them were just a little off the mark.
Just off, and sometimes that's the difference. I would even go back a little bit earlier, perhaps a minute before that, when Hegeman got into the lane, shot that little short jumper, and it just hung on the front iron of that rim for what seemed to be 3 or 4 seconds. That ball goes in. It's a 1-point game there. It's just such a fickle game as basketball, and it's fun to see the runs, and it's why I love it so much.
Let's give you the scoring here in this ball game. First, for the Alter Knights, victorious tonight. They improved to 9-1. They got 3 points from Austin Brogan, all in the second half. Jacob Connor got 7 points. 9 points for Jack Smith. 1 point for Brian Shane. Rich Kolb had a big first half. He had 9 first-half points. 3 points for Connor Stoley. And a team-high 13 for Brady Uhl in this contest. For the Badin Rams, they fall to 9-3 on the season. They got 8 points from Josh Hegeman. 6 points from Donovan Watkins, who came up really huge in that second half. They got 8 points from Zach Schweitzer. 10 points from Spencer Giesting. 4 points from Andrew Larkin. 8 points from Andrew Larkin. And Alex DeLong had 2 points to wrap up the scoring tonight for Badin. As they fall to the Knights at 45-42. A very nice Week 7 to really follow up, to punctuate what was a great Week 6 for us here on Chatterbox Live. And we can't wait for next week. And, of course, that'll be a hell of a game in Lakota. And I can't wait to see our guy, right, Nate Johnson from Lakota East.
Yeah, and honestly, we talked about Nate Johnson being perhaps the best player we've seen. And then as we watched that Oak Hills Lakota West game, I started to think perhaps it was Mackey, Julian Mackey.
Julian Mackey.
And, man, you all 2 damn good basketball players. We're going to get to watch them next week. And man, it seems as if January might be cold outside, but it's hot inside, that's for sure.
And it was a warm one tonight, a sellout here, standing room only here at Petrocelli Gym. And again, the final, the home team winning it 45-42. Final thoughts on this one before we put a wrap to it?
Just a good basketball game, and I think both teams can leave with some kind of positive outlook on the way it went tonight.
Awesome. We'll see you next week in Lakota.
We will.
Again, the final in this one, 45-42. Alter improves to 9-1, 5-1 in the GCL-CoEd. Badin falls to 9-3, 4-2 in the conference. Next week, it'll be West at East, and that game right around 7:15. We'll have it right here on Chatterbox Live. Thanks to our staff, George Harmon, Jacob Harmon, and Ron Fowler. For my main man, Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. So long from Kettering.